Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Turn the Hemmed Up. I'm your boy, LP82, along with my co host,
Young Tick, aka Wordplay.
and the gracious.
Shauna, hi guys.
And for those in the comments that have all the questions, curious about the mysterious man behind the cameras, the guy with all the questions, the guy that he's the guy. Guy, can you please introduce yourself?
Go by Panda. I'm Shauna's beautiful, handsome husband.
All right, now remember, he said beautiful, so he thinks he's beautiful. But no, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. We only want positive comments, no more negative. So, yeah, let's get it rolling. So we're going to do something a little different with the questions. We all going to get a chance to ask the questions.
So the first question is, do you guys feel family who has animosity with each other should talk it out, or you think you should just keep silent and just do you and let them do them? How y'all feel about that?
Family. Um, like, I don't know. Like, it all depends. Like I said, I've curved family members before in the past. But for the most part, it all depends. I think it all depends on your dynamic of your family structure. If it's like people you grew up with your whole entire life, you guys, like the whole we all lived at grandma house, that whole type of thing, then I'm pretty sure you eventually kind of mend a lot of the negative energy between each other. But if it's like one of those cousins you see every 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, it is what it is. I think family is not so much as just because we got the same last name or we got the same blood. I think a lot of times people misconstrue family. It's all about experience. It's all about togetherness. If none of that's the foundation, then it is what it is. If I don't talk to you, I don't talk to you. That's how I look at it.
Well, I feel like, to me, just personally, I feel like family should, talk it out, and if you got an issue with somebody, I would say talk it out because you don't know that person might pass away, or something dramatic could happen like that, and you won't have that opportunity to speak on it, and you probably gonna regret it once they pass away or something happens, So I feel like when it comes to family, family is very important in my to me. So if I have any issues with a family member or animosity with them, I would rather talk it out with them, see if you can come to a common ground and see if y'all can communicate, because family is everything.
Right. Because it's just best to just get that band-aid, rip it off, especially if you're in a family that's very, very close. Like my family is close and we try to see each other every week. We try to get together. If you have something like animosity in between it, you want to get that and knock it off right away because especially if you see your family a lot, it'd be kind of hard to just have to separate them all the time or have to make decisions and different weird things and be weird around, especially if it's something where it's all the time you're together. Now, like Will was saying, if it's a distant cousin or what have you, you could probably pretty much get away with that. But I still think that you should still try to mend that, even if it's someone like a distant cousin or things like that, because you never know who you're going to need in the future. You never know whose hand, might grab yours when you're feeling down or feeling low. And it could be that cousin that, you had that animosity towards that, you reconcile with, and they may need you or you may need them one day. So I always say, just like a Band-Aid, rip it off right there at the seam so you can knock it out and get to a normal state.
Uh,
Me, I completely agree, but that's only if you are part of that animosity. Like viewing it from the sidelines with my family and stuff like that. With my family in particular, don't get involved. Um, yeah, if you're part of it personally, I think rip that band-aid off. Sean, you got that 100%. Um, but yeah, just kind of be careful. It's the more people that get involved in a little feud between two people, the more it spreads and infects and affects the entire family group, or people then start having making sides of and making a bigger deal out of something that is. If it's between two people and you're not a part of it, 80% out of 100, in my opinion, let them deal with it. Act normal. Don't involve it. If they involve it, that's their choice, and then take it as it comes.
I think a lot of that stuff be petty too. You know, like as far as animosity with somebody, you might be arguing or distant from that person. You know, off something so petty and so small. You know, and just egos could be involved. You know, but I think y'all should like reconcile and really try to make the best out of the situation and try to come to a common ground. All the time. I feel like that because it might be too late.
Well, as far as because I have a lot of siblings. I come from a really big family, but it's like I always look at it like how you are as a person is how I'm gonna treat you. Like I don't. To me, it's like sometimes when you do certain things for certain people, they're gonna be the same person 5 years from now. You may be cool with them now, but they're gonna disappoint you again. So all I like how I look at it, like in my family, I got certain ones that I do whatever I can for, I'll die for, I'll ride for. But that's just it. I just cut the deck. Like I said, I'm not gonna throw myself out there all the time to be the person to be like, we family. Or like that just because we blood don't make us family.
I mean, I'm just like, if for anybody, I mean, not just family. I mean, there's people who consider close friends to be family members, and like, I think when it comes to that, when it's family members or like really close friends, it's only a certain threshold that you can go before someone can just like say, I'm done. Forget it. I'm tired of your mess. I'm tired every time you borrow something from me, you never return anything back, or, I always find you saying hot mess or starting things. It's just, it has to be done. This is just this is a bridge that needs to be cut, and a lot of family members take advantage of that. You know what I mean? Or friends, they'll take advantage, or they know that you have a good heart, or you have like that strength and that family's everything. Which brings me to the next question. Actually, is how important is family to you? I mean, people have different ideas of what family is supposed to be, or what it's considered. I just want to know, like, what do you guys think? Like, how important is family?
Shit, honestly, my kids, my mama, my family, my immediate family, my mama. My mama is my everything. That's who I ride or die for no matter what. And anybody opposed that, I'm not with it. I don't care. Cut the deck. Fuck the bullshit. That's how I feel. That's, and like you say, growing up, how I grew up, a lot of my views maybe because of my mom. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom, she's like that too. She had a lot of kids, but she comes from a huge ass family. I didn't, we growing up, like I never, my mom never gave us that opportunity, right? So that's why my perspective of family may be a little tainted in a sense, or maybe, I may look at it a little different. But one thing I did notice is, what people hold on to, grudges and stuff like that. It's like sometimes people tell you, "Oh, we forgive you," blah blah blah, for that moment, but they still hold that in them. We're human. You get like, if a person rub you the wrong way, they're gonna rub you the wrong way every time. You're just gonna be, all right, I'm just gonna put up with it. I'm just gonna deal with it. And that's what I learned. Like, some people look at it like, oh, well, we're family. Like, nah. And then one thing I don't understand too is how people expect, like years go by, people think that people are supposed to be different. We are different in certain ways, but like, for instance, my mom, she's always been a very, very like strict person with her household. She never been that type where kids can run through the house. None of that. We never had that. And I got an older sister, and she has a lot of kids too. She has like 6 kids, 6, 7 kids, right? And my sister, she comes around my mom every time thinking things gonna be different. Oh yeah, mama, when I come out there, my mama will be around you, mama, blah blah blah. But when she comes around my mom, she forgets that my mom is still her. My mom can't even see. She's still Florence. She's still Florence. she'll hear you downstairs going through the
That ain't
refrigerator.
gonna change nothing.
Nah, that ain't gonna change nothing. So when she come around, she thinking, oh, because my mom ain't the same, she's different. So when she start being influenced, now it's a problem. She don't want to deal with it. So it's like, shit like that. I'm like, man, like mama's been mama the whole entire my whole entire life. She's never switched up. And you get mad because she's been the same person. Like shit like that. It's like, what? Nah, we family. I love you to death, Tiff. I really do. I love you. You my older sister. Well, I got a lot of older sisters, but you my older sister. You know what I'm saying? Used to take me to the store, spend money on me, all that. I'm hashing out her problems on podcast. Love you, Tiff.
Nah, I feel family is really strongly important in my life. Like I have a lot of people in my corner that I can go to. When I'm down and out, and I could actually have a real connection with those people, such as my sisters, my brothers, my mom, my pops. Everybody's in my corner, when I need them, and I think that's very important, when it come down to family, and I think the reason why that is because I'm the same way, I'm there for them whenever you need it. And you need that bond, you need that, that situation where you can go to somebody when you need to and you down and out and you really need to talk to somebody, that's what family is about, somebody that's going to be there for you through the tough times, through the good times. You able to do different things with your family and all of that. I think that plays a big part. So I got a lot of people in my family, and my kids, from my kids to my girl, my son. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? They really hold a big part in my life.
Yeah, family is like super important to me too, and like we grew up in a house where it was just like family was number one. You didn't put anything, above family. So, you make sure that, everybody is good. You stay in communication. You love each other, and you just bring that togetherness. You just form that bond because, like, with family, especially how close we grew up, it was like, we had each other. If there was 5 of us in the house, you know what I mean? Like 5 of us, and we all grew up, and we didn't leave anybody out. We were just like, I was the only girl, but you know what? I was still included on everything that we were doing. And, so family is always going to be super important. And especially if we have like things coming up, like family reunions and family get-togethers. Soon is going to be Thanksgiving, where family get-togethers is, it's happening. And because we have COVID and things going on like that, people are not even going to be together. There's going to be grandparents who can't even talk to, their grandchildren because of this whole separation thing, this whole not wanting to be, have too many people together. So, I just think it's important. So the only times we don't get together is like funerals or, big events. So, basically, what are some things that can bring families together, like that separated? So like those who, those distant cousins that you don't see often except for when there's a big event coming, or, some way that they can benefit from it. Like what other type of things bring together separate families?
Well, for separate family, I think it just takes that one person that could reach out and make that happen. Reach out to another family member and try to bring the family together. A lot of people have egos, and if you have animosity towards another family member, a lot of them have egos to where they don't want to be the bigger person and say I'm sorry, or so they just kind of let it ride out, but it takes that bigger person to make that phone call and be like, like let's talk this out, let's get together as a family, and really reach out to your family members, and not everything is gonna be gravy, and not everything is gonna be good all the time. You're gonna have family members you fall out with, and things of that sort, but you can't. I don't feel like it's good to hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? And for a long period of time, because like I said before, it might be too late to where you can't talk to that person the way you want it to. You know what I'm saying? That person is probably no longer here. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to always reach out, and especially when it come to family. Friends is different, but family I feel like is everything.
Well, you got anything
Oh,
on that?
where are you gonna go?
What?
Oh, wait, let's hear
What?
from Panda.
I don't know, as far as with me, I got quite a bit of different family dynamic. I got all my family's in Canada, very close with my mom, and then like the last time we had any family together was for my dad's funeral. Like didn't even see my sisters for about 14 years. Um, so with me, like family is really like I got a great relationship still with my family. It's like if something comes up or whatnot, I know I can very much count on all of them. But yeah, it's like it's more the lines of kind of a baseline. It's of like you got history, you got trust, you got relationship, um, but it's still don't have that ongoing exposure that brings a person's relationship to the next level. So with bringing everybody together, that's really the only times where that really happens. Is those big scale events. I remember growing up like Thanksgiving, that was one of the biggest things for me because we all got together for that, and those are very very strong memories that I do wish we could continue.
Do you guys think the way you grow up is a reflection of how you are when you older? Like, the way you grew up, like just say your upbringing, is that a reflection of how you are when you older? Like, do you feel like
I think
that plays
so.
a big part on how you are as a person?
Yeah, I think so. I'm for me, in my case, I believe that a lot of things, a lot of decisions I make every day is based on what I've learned in the past. And I mean, some people say, you don't live in the past, but I think some things you got to remember in order to keep your ethics and morals up as a human being. And, I think having that voice in the back of my head, which sounds exactly like my dad, telling me telling me things that I shouldn't do. I think that helps out a lot. So I definitely think that growing up has a reflection on us as an adult.
Are you talking about like behavioral or like
Yeah.
decision making,
Decision making, just the way you are as a person, just in general, like the way you handle things, the way you deal with people. Like is
Okay.
that like? Do you feel like your upbringing has a big part to play in that?
I mean, as far as for me goes, is that I feel I'm very similar, just more open.
What about you, LP?
Um, Shit, to be honest with my kids, I was lied to a lot when I was young. To be honest with you.
You say you was lied to.
Yeah, I was lied to. My mom lied to us all, but to be 100 with my kids, that's what I learned. Shit.
Lied to, like what? What is
You mean
it?
like Santa Claus type thing?
Nah, just period. My mom, like I said, I love my mom to death, but you know, she told some stories, So that just told me to just be upfront. I'm gonna always be upfront with my kids. Like fuck that. I'm not hiding nothing. I'm even let them know what I did wrong.
Just to be real transparent with your
Hell
kids.
yeah,
Like,
off top, because I be having conversations with my daughter, because me and her mom are not together. But I let her know, like off top, Daddy wasn't the man he was supposed to be. I don't say it in a way like I tell her, like she's still young, but I let her know, like Daddy didn't do what he was supposed to be doing,
well, why would you tell her that though?
because
Like,
it's the truth.
but it is it really? Does it really need to be said?
Yeah,
Why?
because that's the truth. I don't never want to lie to her ever. I want to be 100 with her.
But like when she asks you, like if she asks you like, what
Yeah,
do you mean?
she asked me like, Daddy, why you and mommy ain't together? I want to let her know strictly it wasn't about her. It's because Daddy wasn't the man he was supposed to be. Daddy was thinking about himself at the time. That's what it is. It's not that I'm telling her because I want to break her heart, but I want to let her know off top, like, trust me. You are the main reason why I I try to do everything I can do for you. It's not about me and your mom. You know what I'm saying? Because I think she had it in her mind one time where she felt like, you know, because I do have another child and I'm married. You know, and that right there is a clear indication to a kid why not me. You know, so daddy wasn't who you're supposed to be.
Do you regret that?
Do I regret? Yeah, I regret how I went about it. I don't think that I would have did it in a way to where do I think me and her mom would have still been together? No, but I regret how I went about it. I could have did it completely different. So you know that to me is like just being honest, like shit. Not to say I'm telling her what I did, but that will come later when she gets older and understands that. But just letting her know, like you know, everything that's going on is because of you. Like we making this work because of you.
Did you wait until like she was a certain age, like
I waited till she asked.
until she had? Okay.
I waited till she asked. I ain't,
So she bring that up.
yeah.
I thought you were saying.
Nah. I can just sit her down like, whoa, this is what the deal is. Nah, well, it's like, cause like when I was growing up, like I said, I come from a big family, right? But I didn't know that. That's part of the deceit. I didn't know that. And that's sad that I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, Terry, like, okay, so you know my cousin Ken, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know who Ken was. Ken was my cousin until I was in my 30s. Yeah.
You found out when he was
At the
up
job.
there.
Like I put it to like this. I went to a couple of my mom's family that, you know, she got in touch with after years. A lot of her family lived in the same city I lived in. Didn't even know they were my cousins.
Oh wow.
Like when I say my mom's family is big, they're the biggest family in the county or where they're from.
When you see extended family like that, and you do that make you want to get closer to that person and you know have a relationship with them?
Nah, time is lost. Those moments is gone. You know, I was at one of these ladies' funerals. I was sitting down, right, and they was doing a slideshow. You know, they do the pictures and stuff like that, right? And I'm looking at these pictures, and like this was like 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm looking at all these slide pictures up on the thing. I'm like, dang, they having fun, camping trips, fun. All the cousins, fun. I didn't grow up with cousins. I didn't have not one cousin. I had cousins that my mom told us was our cousins because she knew their parents forever. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's like what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up, like I had a gang of cousins in the city I grew up in, didn't know them. Didn't know them. I'm at their mama funeral looking at them, grown, can't even talk to them. Don't even know what to talk about. Don't know nothing. Hey man, what you do? Nothing. Can't even talk to these dudes. That shit fucked up.
That's a time to catch up on old times and
that's the thing. There's no old times to catch up on because I was never around them.
It's just about making new memories if you choose to do that.
or just getting to know that person, you know, getting to know them like.
Nah, but you know, I'm not trying to make this a pity party or no shit like that. Like, like you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why even when I'm on this podcast, I just got to be real about it. Like, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to. It is what it is. That's how I look at it. That's why I am the way I am. Like, I don't be tripping. Like, cause it is what it is.
Do you think it's good to tell your family your personal business?
Who, me?
Just in general, like anybody,
Well,
like
you experience both sides of this. I mean, like you're with your kids and your personal family, you express like the personal side of things, but without like you do have a line there.
Yeah.
And then with finding out there's a lot of people that lived around you that you're actually related to that wasn't told to you. As far as with like describing your personal business, is that how open are you with that, and where would you kind of draw the line?
I feel like it depends on which family member it is. If it's a family member that doesn't really, you know, give you a honest opinion, and you know that you can kind of tell that family member that's genuinely there for you and you care about, you know, then it'd be different. But if it's a family member that's not really there, and you know, I wouldn't openly discuss my personal business with that person. You know, if it's not a family member that I can really connect with on that level.
Well, yeah, I could, like, I don't know, like, yeah, I could talk to my family members. Like, the crazy thing about it is, like, in my family, I'm the one that everybody, like, in a sense, likes. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird, like when I be around, like all, like my sisters, whatever, you know, I'm like the baby, like, oh, I remember you came home to Christmas time, but that's about it. Like,
You don't wanna
so
ruin
I
that
don't,
image.
yeah, like I don't be like, but I don't be like, here, this is my what I got going on. Like, the only person I really connect with in that regards is my little brother though. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and him, we could talk all day and be having the time of our lives, just, you know, just talking, whatever. But like, other than that, I don't really like to tell business like that.
I
Period.
think you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Yeah.
Like Kenny Rogers says, you gotta do that.
You tell family your personal business, or
Oh, I
is it
think
kind of
you-
something you want to keep.
I think you
close
gotta
in?
read the room. I think you gotta know who you're dealing with. Like you said, you gotta depends on which family member you talk about. Because I'm not saying because my family is perfect in every way. Shout out to my mom and dad, by the way. I love you guys so much. But I'm saying, like, there's family members out there who's just waiting for your demise. You know, who's just sitting there waiting in the crowd, waiting for you to mess up so they can say, "See, I told you." You know what I mean? So, you know, I say play it safe. You know, if you confide, I'm not, if your parents, confide in your parents. If you have siblings, confide in them. So be it. But if you know that you got family members that are just there, just waiting for you to mess up, waiting for you to fail, then you know you got to be able to read that room. And if you're not reading the room, if you're not being able to tell that, and you're in the, you know, you're over there just blabbing your mouth out, then you basically deserve whatever comes with that. But you should know, and you've got to read a room, even with your family.
How far can family go to push you to where you don't even want to speak to them no more? Like, how far do a family member have to go to where it draws the line? Like, all right, I'm done with that person. LP.
For the family that I do grow up around, I'm necessarily not done with none of them. It's just like I don't engage on their day-to-day lives like that. So they never put me in a position to where I say I'm done with you. Like, I'm never gonna talk to you when I see you. But it's more of just,
You don't think it could ever get to that point to where you're like, I'm done with you completely?
no, because you know what the thing is, it's like I kind of understand what people are and how they are and what they're about. So there's only, I can't, like you said, read the room. Like, you read your family, you can only be a certain way around certain family members because they're only going to accept you in that capacity. They're never going to look at you any other way. So if you got a cousin or a brother-in-law that, or whatever, that always down your dreams, I would never tell him my success story, man. Because he's gonna hate on you. So why would I tell him? I'll tell the one that's encouraging, dog, that's pushing me for wins.